Hello, this is Vignes. Welcome to Plouta Financial Wellness Hub. Today we have Joshua, who's our FCA-regulated financial advisor. Today we want to look into why you need to use a financial advisor and how they can help to achieve your financial freedom or independence. And how do they work and what is their cost? And let's dive into Joshua. Joshua, most people think financial advisors only the wealthy can choose or opt in for. What's your take on that one?
Yeah, hi Vignes, good to see you. I think that there's an interesting stat which basically says that people in America are 4 times more likely to seek financial advice than people in England.
Oh, wow,
right?
okay.
And I think that all comes down to a mindset and a mentality thing. People here often believe that what they've got isn't worth talking about. And I think opening up that door to conversation allows you to, regardless of what you've got, understand the different value that can be added by talking to someone. So the efficiencies that you may not be taking, the risks that you may be taking without realizing, understanding what your future can look like based on what you've already done. So I think that that's where a financial advisor really comes into play, because they help you understand what you've got, what you need, and what you will have in the future.
And is there any type of financial advisor out there in the market, like restricted advisor?
Yeah, so there's different types of advisors. So there's independent financial advisors who can work with any one provider out there, right? Whether that's Aviva, Scottish Widows, AXA, whoever it is, they'll have access to their range of products.
Okay.
A restricted advisor will have access to a smaller number of providers or platforms, right? Now they do that because they understand that it can be inefficient to work with everybody. So they want to choose the best 2, 3, 4 providers, in their opinion, to work with, right? That allows them to get better rates, better fee structures and all of that. So I think that is a restricted advisor. And then you have what's called a tied advisor, who is very much handcuffed to the platform or the product or the company that they work for. Now, that is okay if you believe fully that their range of products and services is in your best interests. But if you don't believe that and you think that you'd prefer a more open approach, that's where an independent or restricted advisor works slightly to your advantage.
And how can a financial advisor help, like in their pension planning or early retirement or inheritance tax? What is the role of a financial advisor?
Yeah, so the role of a financial advisor, first of all, is just to get to know you, right? Understand your finances inside and out, right? Understand what you're looking to achieve. Where are you looking to go on holiday? Where are you looking to retire? Is that here? Is it abroad? What potential challenges do your individual circumstances face over the next 10, 20, 30 years? And just really understand you. And then once they understand you, they can help you to become more tax efficient, more investment or financially prudent, more structured in the way that you save and invest. So I think that the role of a financial advisor is to elevate your status to that next level with regards to the finances that you have in place.
So, but still it's like a trouble, like people are not opening up enough, right? They're not comfortable to talk about their finances to anyone. And I think that's one thing which stops everyone to achieve their goal or financial or even the retirement. They think they know, but still they need an help.
Yeah, and I think, it's very important to, whether you're completely experienced in the world of finance or a complete beginner, to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, to double check that what you're doing is the right thing for you. And I think that's where a financial advisor comes in. Now, getting access to that advisor is a different challenge altogether, because some advisors may not be willing to work with people with X amount of savings, right? Often under £200,000 of investments or savings is a cutoff point. Now, that's not everybody, and it's important to understand that there are advisors who will work with you even in that lower bracket of wealth, because they understand the importance of helping you elevate your financial position.
What do you recommend? Like, if let's say if I'm earning but I'm not saving, there's no surplus money to save because I have too much of expense to cover. Still, is that for me kind of can I still approach a financial advisor to get an advice?
Yes, I mean you can, but I think that if you're in that position where you're just about making ends meet, I think you need to do a little bit of internal reflection with regards to your expenditure. Now, is your expenditure meeting your income because you've allowed it to build up over time and you spend a lot on things which aren't necessarily beneficial to your lifestyle? Or are you just at that point where no matter what you do, you can't break through that barrier? And if you are, it's going to be very difficult to elevate you to another place, right? Because you're always in that place of financial hardship because there's no release or elevation from what you're bringing in to what you've got going out. Yeah. And I think that's where a bit of internal reflection works so that you can understand why you're in a position where your expenditure is meeting your income.
Okay. And maybe if once they start fix all those things, then it's the right time for them to approach a financial advisor.
Yeah, and it's okay to approach them early, but if you're in that place, understand what you're looking to get out of that meeting, right? Okay. Because you will sit there with the advisor and you will say, look, whatever happens, I just can't seem to save. And they're going to say, well, what's your expenditure and what's your income, right? And then they'll run through your expenditure and then they'll be able to see, look, you're spending £300 a month at Amazon, right? Yeah. What are you spending that money on, right? Is that things which are important to your lifestyle? Or are you simply spending because you're habitually overspending each month?
Yeah, but still, I think that's the checkpoint everyone needs to have, right? To cut down their
just understand what you've got coming in, what you've got going out, and work with somebody to change that position.
Yeah. So how can someone go to let's say, how can I find a good financial advisor? Like, what are the criteria of finding an advisor? I know you are an FCA-regulated advisor. What does that mean?
Yeah, so I mean, regardless of who you work with, make sure that they are FCA-regulated, right? Because that's going to be somebody who has qualifications here in the UK, the ability to understand what you're looking to do, and they're going to be regulated in a way which protects you as the client, right? Okay. That's the most important thing, is about protecting yourself against something going wrong. If you've been misled by somebody who isn't FCA regulated, well, that's on you, right? You've worked with somebody who didn't have the right classification and regulation, and there's no recourse for that, right? If you've chosen somebody who is FCA regulated and something goes wrong later down the line, which wasn't your fault, and you were missold something or something happened which you hadn't been prepared for or told about, well, then you've got some recourse to go to the FCA, to go to the Financial Ombudsman and say, look, this is what I was told would happen. This is what happened in reality. What can I do about it? And that's where they will help you with compensation and other things like that.
All right. Okay. So that'll be a compensation in case if anything goes wrong.
If something goes wrong which you weren't aware about and was missold to you.
Okay, fine. And normally, do they do any contracts at all, like with FCA advisor? Do you guys have any contracts to sign in with before you start a work?
Yeah, so the way that we work is before we're able to hold any of your information on file, we need a GDPR notice signed. We need you to understand our terms of service, our regulatory status, our complaints procedures, and our fees. And you need to understand that before you sign that document, because that's going to be the foundation of what we build from. Now, what the fees are in that document may not be the fees that we work with long term, because there can be some bespoke advice which is given, but that's the starting point for conversation.
And when you're talking about the fees, what is the fees someone can expect from a financial advisor? How does it work? How does the fees work?
So with regards to fees, it all depends on what you're looking to do, right? If you're looking for one-off advice, then you can look to work towards a fixed fee. If you're looking to work with somebody over a long period of time, then the likelihood is there's an ongoing fee which will come out of the products and the investments and the savings accounts that the advisor helps you set up. And that's how it will work.
Yeah, and obviously you recommend to have yearly one kind of a meeting.
Well, I think that one meeting a year isn't enough, right? For me, it's about understanding what you need as the client, right? If that's regular touch points, then I'm here for you, right? If that's one meeting a year to check your portfolio, then we can do that. But I think that there's no strict criteria of what we will work towards until we understand what you need from me and how I can help you get to where you want to be.
And when is the right time to approach a financial advisor?
As soon as you feel like you're ready to work with somebody.
Hi, I'm Vignes, founder of Plouta. If managing money feels confusing or just not made for you, you're not alone and you are in the right place. Plouta is here to help you understand your money and build real financial freedom one step at a time. In this channel, we share easy to follow videos on things like budgeting, saving, investing, pension, and even how to plan your inheritance tax. Our goal is simple: to help you feel more confident and in control of your money. If that sounds useful, hit the subscribe and join our growing community of people on the journey to financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.